Substack Read. The Otherworld is always whispering. 3 practices to open your eyes and your heart to magic. There are moments in my work where even I pause and think, what just happened? I'm in a session, my hands start moving before I even think. I can see, hear, feel, and sense all the energy that's out of balance, the blocks that want clearing. Before me are the cords that need cutting or redirecting, the hooks that need removing, the threads that are all tangled, and the energy centers that are dimmed, unclear, unable to flow freely with light. This doesn't feel like something I do. It feels like something that moves through me. Although I am trained in Reiki, and yes, I have been studying and practicing spirituality and energy therapy for close to 10 years, what happens here goes far beyond a technique or a method, because it's magic. It's a sacred collaboration with entire teams of guides, ancestors, angels, elemental beings, light beings, spirits, dragons, fairies, unicorns, you name it. If it's magical, most likely it's taken part in the workings that I do. Sometimes it's hard to explain and even harder to deny, but what I know to be true so far is that magic is real. It's a regular occurrence in my life and in my work, and at the ripe age of almost 41, I finally put the rational mind of needing explanations to rest, and I've stopped questioning it. And yet, every time I'm still surprised. I've lived with this kind of magic for many, many years now, and I love how it still catches me off guard in the best ways possible. Not by the power of it, but by the depth, the accuracy, and the energy of love. Every session feels like an ancient remembering, and a thin veil is pulled back. A reminder that this is how healing was always meant to be. Intuitive, guided, alive. It's both the most bizarre and beautiful thing I've ever known. People often ask me, can anyone open to this kind of connection, this kind of magic? And while I think some people have a natural gift for magical workings, I also believe that every single human carries the ability to connect deeply with magic in some way. Which led me to write to you this week about the 3 practices that have helped me develop and refine my path as a magic maker led by love. These very simple and practical tools will support your development in intuition, psychic gifts, and your connection to the otherworld realms. I want to say this for anyone who's new to magical living, curious but also a little skeptical or unsure about what kind of rabbit hole this work might lead you down. Even though I'm deeply magical and practice a lot of magic and soul-led personal development, I'm also pretty normal by most people's standards. I'm a loving, devoted mother. My home is in suburbia. My partner is a comedian. I participate actively in my community. People often tell me, you don't look that witchy. I watch shows like The Office, Nobody Wants This, Bridgerton, Parks and Rec. I get my business shit done. And yes, occasionally I swear. And I also show up for normal commitments like anyone else. You don't have to change or lose your identity or opt out of society just because you're a magic maker. You can be deeply connected to the other worlds and grounded in this one too. Enjoy the journey and remember real magic is born from the energy of love. It's here to bring harmony into your life and the world around you. What you choose to make of it is entirely up to you. If you want pace, don't twist magic into something it's not. Let it soften you. Let it show you compassion for the duality of who you are, the light and the dark. Let it remind you that you are truly divine. The practices. Of course, the number one practice for me has to be connecting with nature. The trees are ancient teachers waiting to connect with you. The ocean is filled with spiritual beings wanting to take your consciousness on journeys down deep into the belly of the waters. And the birds whisper messages that will guide you in surprising ways. But what many don't realize is that when you're in nature, you're walking the line between worlds. Years ago, I was intuitively led to go to a children's park and play. It felt very random, given I was a 35-year-old grown-ass woman at the time, but I went anyway. I was sitting on a swing, swaying back and forth, when I felt everything in front of me begin to blur and shift. And when it came back into focus, I was looking out at the tree line with the forest behind it. Suddenly, there were little white orbs, fairies flittering about. Golden dust was rising from the earth in swirls, and then out of nowhere, what I can only describe as a little gnome came out from behind the tree. I watched him, and he watched me. I was frozen, and he looked confused and curious. I sat there in awe for what felt like forever, but was probably closer to 10 seconds. And then I heard a laugh behind me, and I turned my head to look. It was a group of kids coming to the park, and when I turned back to the forest, everything was of this world again, normal and 3D. I tell you this story to demonstrate how easy it is for the veil to shift and drop. You can't predict or plan when these things will happen, but when you connect to nature, you develop this deep connection with the unseen worlds. I often see all kinds of magical things like this. It's just part of my life. It's the unseen world of spirit that's always there in nature. And I just know if you connect enough, you'll get to see it, feel, hear, and sense it too. So spend time in nature. Be quiet, listen, look, feel, receive. You never know what surprising and delightful things are coming your way. The second practice is meditate, contemplate, and be silent. I found that the more I become present, the more presence shows up for me. Whether it's insight meditation, creative meditation, walking meditation, simply sitting in silence, or having moments of deep contemplation, the more time you spend connecting to your inner world, the more you'll connect to the spiritual other worlds. When you connect deeply within, you dissolve the interference of the ego, the internal structure that often blocks your connection to your third eye, crown, throat, and heart chakras. And when those energetic centers begin to clear, deep elements of magic begin to awaken. When you learn to tell the difference between your mind and your heart and understand how each speaks to you, it becomes easier to access the next level of consciousness and connection to the realm of spirit. The more you drop deeper into your body, your energy field, your being, the more you will access your soul. And it is my belief that through your soul connection, you are linked to all the elementals, guides, ancestors, angels, magical folk, spirit, astral beings of light, dragons, unicorns. The more you develop this practice of deep meditation, contemplation, and silence, the more guidance you'll receive, the more journeys you'll be taken on, the more you will activate your intuitive, magic, and psychic gifts. Side note, become very aware of the thing that prevents a connection to your soul and access to guidance. This is, of course, the mind. And this is especially true when the mind tries to control the experience. I recommend insight meditation with a combination of metta, loving kindness meditation to navigate and develop the skill of letting go of the mind's tendency to control. This will make it easier for you to deepen your practice. The third practice is ask, 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 and then you will receive. When it comes to connecting with spirit, your guides, ancestors, angels, light beings, unicorns, fairies, dragons, all the things, here's an important law of spirit and free will. If you're not open to it, you can't receive support. And the biggest key to opening is simple. You must ask. Ask the angels for help. Ask the dragons to walk beside you. Ask the unicorns for their wisdom. Ask your ancestors for guidance. Ask spirit to support you. Ask, ask, ask. Beings from otherworld realms cannot intervene or support you unless they are asked to, or unless it is divinely permitted for the highest good of all across time and space. So if you want support, ask for it. If you want guidance, ask for it. If you want to be shown how to work with magical ways, like the violet flame, ask to be shown. When you ask, you can open up to receive the support and the guidance you need. This also works for protection. You can ask for protection anytime you feel you need it. One day I was standing in a toilet cubicle and it was at a service station. I had this horrible feeling like something bad was going to happen. It came over me so quickly. I closed my eyes and I said, Archangel Michael, Archangel Michael, Archangel Michael, please help me, please protect me. I had the 3 kids in the car and it was pouring with rain. I pull out of the service station, and as I'm driving, I go around a roundabout and I pull out of the roundabout and the back end tail of my car flicks out to the side. I try to straighten up, and when I do that, my car goes onto the other side of the road, and within 2 seconds, I can see oncoming traffic. I turn the wheel trying to straighten up my car, and as I do so, I just see a big flash of blue. Giant wings come around the outside of my car, and it swivels the car, straightens me up, and somehow the oncoming traffic misses me. I'm terrified, but so relieved at the same time. I pull my car over to take a breath. I'm breathing very heavily. I look at my children and I ask everyone if they're okay. Everybody says yes. And then my eldest son says to me, Mum, did you see all of that blue? What was the blue? My heart skipped a beat. I knew in that moment the wings I saw around my vehicle that straightened me up, that made me avoid further swerving all over the road and missing the oncoming traffic, was Archangel Michael protecting me. If you ever feel like you need help, ask, ask, ask. I truly believe this work of magic and spiritual connection isn't reserved for the chosen few. It's for anyone willing to remember, for anyone who knows deep down that there's more. And if any of this felt like a flicker of resonance, consider it an invitation. Not from me, but from your guides, from your own inner magic, your own remembering. And above all, watch with glittering eyes the whole world around you, because the greatest secrets are always hidden in the most unlikely places. Those who don't believe in magic will never find it. Roald Dahl. So tell me, what's your experience with magic? Drop it in the comments, share your stories, questions, anything that's on your mind about this topic. I'd love to connect with you. With all my love and starlit hugs, Carrie Ann.